Hey Mob, I just wanted to give you a bit of a trigger warning before the episode this week. This week's episode contains some pretty heavy yarns with Nagus and I around family and domestic violence and other things like intergenerational trauma. So make sure you're taking care of yourself while you're listening. If it raises any issues for you, any concerns, make sure you reach out and seek some support. And one of the ways you can do that is with 13 Yarns, which is a free counselling service for our mob. And I'll leave their details in our show notes. Now on to this week's episode. The following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences. Say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. Always say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
We're back. Say true God. Them yarns.
Say true God.
I've had it with these mother snakes on this plane. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. That was your lovely co-host, Aaron Samuel L. Jackson. And welcome you to this deadly episode of Them Yarns. That person you can hear laughing in the background because I'm the funniest person on this podcast is Kylie.
Got nothing. Here we go.
Belinda Wallace.
Belinda! Shout out to Belle Crowley if she's listening, one of our loyal followers. It's not Belle. That is not my middle name. If you're playing along at home on Them Yarns, Aaron's been trying.
Doesn't really roll well.
Carly Belinda. No.
Could have done better. Sorry, listeners. I'll do better next time. I will do some more research because I always forget about it till just as I'm about to introduce you. I'm like, oh, damn it, I forgot to think of the middle name. But anyway, sis, how's your week been?
Oh, look, I'm just going to get straight into it. It's been a hateful week apparently in the life of Them Yarns, the podcast, especially Carly Wallace. I'm just going to jump straight in. Brother, who needs enemies when you got black family?
Yes.
Hey, let's put some context around it because people are like, wait a minute.
Well, they might have been wondering why I talked about snakes in the intro. And so I thought, I needed an intro that had a bit of a vibe for what we're about to talk about. So lay it down on us. Let us know how your week went and why we're about to discuss the thing we're about to discuss.
Look, toxic family members is where we're at this week. And you know what? We've had so many people say to me, you need to talk about toxic family. You need to talk about toxic family. You need to talk. So it is an ongoing thing and it's like, okay, how do we, that's on the to-do list. And this week I thought, this is the perfect time to talk about it. A couple of weeks ago, and this is going to make her feel so deadly. And I reckon she might even listen. That's that's where we're at in our lives. I had a cousin of mine who I've not spoken to in over 10 plus. It has to be about 10 plus years. Like I don't interact with this cousin. I don't talk to her. I've got like her blocked on absolutely everything for various reasons. She don't talk to me either until this week apparently. Well, I think it was about last week or maybe the week before. Now that we're on TikTok and everyone knows we're on the TikToks, follow us at Them Yarns, the podcast. Just a little plug in there. We can see now who sees us on TikTok. And she viewed our page the other week and I went, there's one. And I don't muck around, okay? I do not muck around when it comes to toxic family and toxic people in my life. Block, delete, bang. Catch up.
Yep. You got to do it. You got to look after yourself. There's we were nice, but there's sometimes you just can't be nice. You just got to rip the Band-Aid off.
And even though it's been 10 years with this, I've not spoken and not interacted. I'm like, no, you seeing my page is enough. Enough. She didn't comment. She didn't do none of them things. All she did was view our podcast page and I went, that's enough for me. Block. Laters. And I move on with my life. That's it.
Yes.
Until flash forward to this week. I got a nice little comment on our podcast Instagram page from said cousin. Oh, there's Carly running her mouth again, doing what she does best. So can I just get this straight? I just want to lay it out for everyone. A first cousin of mine who I have not spoken to in over 10 years, not a text, not a phone call, not an interaction on social media because they are blocked to their absolute
blocked everywhere.
Everything.
Yeah, the only way they could find you is through a public podcast page. Okay.
And only because the podcast page is new. So that is a new page that has not got anyone blocked because it's a brand new page.
Yep.
She has then been blocked on it. And then she found her way to find our podcast Instagram page, to go out of her way to then come over to run in the comment section and leave a hateful comment.
Wow.
That's the level
That's-
of like trolling that
That's wild.
toxic family will do. Now, let me preface by saying, am I a perfect family member? Absolutely not. I'm sure I rub a million of my family up the wrong way. And in fact, I know I do. And do I apologize for it? Absolutely not, because I live my life. You know, I'm definitely not perfect, but I've gotten to the age, and this has literally probably been my last 10 to 15 years of, I will not accept anyone in my life, let alone family, who don't give me equal amounts of love and respect.
Yeah.
And if at any point I've been disrespected or our interactions have not been like fulfilling in my life to fill my cup up, to give me what I need, reciprocated, you got to go. You got to. I don't care anymore if you're family or not. I don't care about blood quantum, bro. I don't care. Get out of my life. So can we just say, who needs enemies when you have family?
Yeah.
Do you have the same thing? Come on.
I was thinking about this. Firstly, I would like to just acknowledge how sad it is that somebody saw that and was like, no, actually, I'm going to find a way to run them down again. Like, obviously they don't want anything to do with me, but I'm not happy with them not knowing that I'm trying to run them down. Like, I'm going to search for them somewhere else to run them down. Like, I really want to acknowledge that. And, you know, like you said, the fact that we're talking about them probably makes them feel better about themselves. But
lap it up. It's the only time I'll ever mention your existence in another 10 years. So this is your moment. Take it.
Like a little, it hurts me a little bit to think about how sad that is, that you like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to search and I'm going to blah, 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 give them a mouthful. And for me, I think thinking about my family, we don't have that sort of toxicity because most of our toxicity is internalized. So we have a lot of people who have drug and alcohol issues, or, you know, I got cousins that are in and out of jail and all these sort of things. So the toxicity isn't how they're going after us. The toxicity is us trying to love that family member, or trying to, you know, stay in touch with that family member, or trying to care for that family member, and them just not them loving, you know, drugs, alcohol, that life more than they love, you know, family members. So the toxicity is just in a different way, I think, from what you're describing. And I don't think any of my family that I can think of would go out of their way to be that sort of person. But yeah, also the toxicity is that they just wouldn't go out of their way, period. It would be like, you know, living their best life, even though it's not healthy and it's not, you know, and it's, you know, breaks the grandparents and the parents' hearts and stuff to see some of these, how some of the mob are going. I think that's a different level. So they've internalized that. So, you know, I'm probably one of the few people in my family who's the big talker.
Yeah.
Most of our mob is, you know, still not shy. Like mum's very forward, and yeah, they're in different roles and stuff. But yeah, that's a different level of aggressiveness than what you've just displayed, if that makes sense.
The funny thing is that's not even aggressive. That's the messed up part about this.
Yeah.
I'm not proud to say that. Like, and man, I've been in some battles with my family. Like, have I thrown toxicity before? Yeah, hell yeah, I have. Am I happy about that? No. It is very harmful. It's also a learned behavior. I've seen it in the generations above me. Bless my family, but that's the truth. And if anyone would like to speak otherwise, now's your chance. But and I'm sure you will. But anyway, the whole thing of like, what do I do? What do you do with toxic family members? And a lot of mob struggle with this because sometimes the toxicity often is in our Aboriginal families because of intergenerational trauma. Now, let me just say that is absolutely no excuse as well. It's
an explanation of how the behavior started, but that doesn't mean you need to continue that.
And that's the thing. It stops with me. So yes, it may have started with other generations, but does it need to keep going? No. And some people just love the drama. They love obviously in that little interaction you all have heard just now, that people in my family will go out of their way, bro. Like the level of petty that I have and the rest of my family, like we got that. Like, don't try out petty us because we will out petty you every time.
Yeah. And can I say, I'm not saying my family doesn't love drama. That's not true, but the circumstances where I see the examples you're talking about is in blackfulla politics. So my family back home, we're by Ely, back from Gaddafi, Gladstone ways, and there's a few different mobs on country, right? Like in that space. And the toxicity stuff that you're talking about is terrible.
Yeah.
So like I sit on our boards, that talk to like land rights and Indigenous land use agreements and these sort of things. Basically trying to make things better for a mob, trying to do the best for the future for our young people and for the people that are here today. But the absolute toxicity that exists, whether it's tall poppy syndrome or that crab in a bucket, and I think we spoke about crab in a bucket before. If you're lucky enough to have 2 or 3 mud crabs in a bucket or more, if one of them gets out, the other crabs don't let it back in. They want to draw it back in. So like my one of my cousins is pretty successful. He's done the hours, working 80-hour weeks, and so he's probably got more money than most people, and he's got more experience than most people, and the level of toxicity that he gets from people is just amazing. Like people from our community that he is doing multi-million-dollar deals for, these sort of things, and he gets great results. And then they'll call, so they call our family. So Bailey people in particular, we've got a lot of South Sea connections and Torres Strait Islander connections through our mobs as well. And so they call us like turtle ropers and all these other things, like we're the coconuts, we're the island people, we're not real blackfellas, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's the sort of stuff that's existing in this space, even though we're trying to work together to get the best results. So even though it's not family, we are all like one community. And like the level of toxicity that he is dealing with, and it has been for years, is outrageous compared to what he's actually trying to do. So he's doing these things for us. And so social media comments, people running us down, having to get like security for certain places just because they're that jealous, they're that toxic that they can't use words, they just want to fight, and because they know that he's right, like they know that what he's saying is correct, and that just makes them wildest. So probably not in my direct family, but it is such a common occurrence, and that's one of the reasons why I've got involved in this sort of stuff, because family members were just getting stressed out and burnt out because threats to like people having their families threatened, and I'm like, we're literally trying to help you. Like this whole reason why we do this work, we're not doing this to big note ourselves. We're doing this to help the mob. So that's probably a sad example of what you're saying, where like this intergenerational trauma hasn't stopped with people and they've just carried on this.
It hasn't started with us, but it can end with us.
Exactly.
That's the difference. And that's just the way we are. It's just the black way, or it actually isn't. It doesn't have to be like that. No. But can I talk about the feeling of like, I guess, abandonment, that like a cultural abandonment that can happen from when you put in what is sometimes known as boundaries. I didn't know about boundaries because I grew up in a black family with none. Like, honestly, they exist. And I remember my therapist telling me about them a couple of years ago, and I was like, what are these things you speak of?
What is this? Is this a white thing?
Is this like, a white people thing?
Do this? Because I don't know if anybody else does this.
And my boundary of, I will not feed into your drama anymore, because I used to, right? That's what I've grown up knowing. You fight back. You don't use your words. You can use your words, but we're gonna go. If you're gonna go low, I'm not gonna go high like Michelle Obama. Bitch, I'm going lower. Where is hell? Because I'm there. I'm petty as hell. You want to go low, and when I see red, bro. I am an Aries. I am a black woman. I've learned that is like boom 100. You can go there if you want to. And the healing process of, and can I say, like, just even reflecting on it this week, the old Carly, right, that I just explained right there, which is still here. Don't get it twisted. But the old Carly who hadn't healed, or who hadn't been on a journey of like boundaries and like how do I deal with these types of people in my life? 11 years sober is like, I have clarity in how I think. I have clarity on like, is this because they're my family? Does this mean I have to put up with this? Is this because it's so normalized, right? We just
Yes.
don't see any different. And then when you start to do your healing journey, or you start to reflect on your own behavior and you change you in the way that you're going and attempting to break intergenerational trauma, it's like this, no, block, delete, bye.
Yeah.
Like the more you feed into it, especially in my family, it's like fire. Like if you, they will, there is no stopping. Like it just will go, and then it extends to the rest of the family, and then it can this and that, and then you get threats coming through Facebook. You get this, you get that. I don't have the time nor the patience to deal with that anymore. I have a very selective chosen family. That cultural abandonment, when you first are like cut off from your family, or you cut your family off, it's a real thing. And we don't talk about it. But does that mean that you can't find culture or family in other ways? No.
No, and I think that's part of the thing you're talking about. What it ends with me is like the reason why it can continue is because people are like, well, this is just what blackfellas do, you know. And I remember having a yarn with some people years ago at a program about domestic violence and how normalized it was for some of our families to have men and women. You know, doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever, like you were fighting your partner. And it was so sad now that I think about it, like how we were joking about it. Because, you know, we make jokes like, oh, I'll smash you. And you can do that in a loving way. But the sad reality of it was like we had all seen where that was the reality, where people were like, yeah, keep going, I'll smash you. But then like that actually happened. And then, you know, so one of my mates is he's gay, and I didn't realize until we'd had that conversation how rife domestic violence was within the gay community, because they were traumatized people because of homophobia and stuff in the community. And then so two people who are already, you know, if they were both black, they've got intergenerational trauma, they've got the homophobia trauma, and then they're just bashing each other up, and that's just like a normal thing, like just throwing each other around. And it was really sad to see that. But yeah, anyway, the point I'm getting to is you had to find something else. You had to find another avenue, because it was just so normalized. You had to be like, okay, like, you know, what is this? How do we stop this? Like, you know.
Yeah. And when someone's going out of their way
that's
after
wild.
10 years of I could understand it maybe if I was like out here trolling my cousins. Mentioning names.
Yeah, if you'd made this podcast and talked about them or something before. Or,
or I'm like running their stuff down or whatever. I can totally get it. But when it's like someone you haven't spoken to, they go out of their absolute way to come and troll you just to leave a nasty message.
Just to leave a nasty message is wild.
Damn, it's like wild. And the sad part is this person works in like a trauma care space. Yeah, let that sink in, everyone. Let that sink in. It always be the ones. And it's just like I have people in my life, absolute strangers, bro, that support me, love me more than some of my own blood family. Like, and I don't know if that says more about me or them. I don't know. I'll let everyone else be the judge of that. Like I said, I'm not perfect. But this conditional love of like you either take me while I'm abusing you, right? And that's what it is. It's abuse.
Definitely.
It's emotional abuse. It's family abuse. And you either like cop that and cop it because you're my family and I get to do that to you. And like that's just, it's like it's a, I don't know, like they just feel entitled to do it because they're your family.
Entitled. That's exactly what, like it's like, I don't know if it's even entitled. I think, entitled is the thing, but it's just like an expectation.
An
like,
expectation.
Oh no, we're family.
We're family. It's like a free pass to me and I can do this. And
we're family. Like, you know, you can't.
Meanwhile, if any other like random stranger did that, it'd be like, what the hell? This is like full abuse. Like, but it's a family member. And like, that's not even like that. That just has happened so much that I'm like, since I was young. And I think it's like you, right? Like I'm one of the more outspoken people in my family. I'm not afraid to tell my opinion or say things how they are. And I've copped the labels of big noter, big mouth, running your mouth, any and all titles you can think of. I own them because hell yeah, I'm all of those things and more. I'm also deadly.
Yep.
I'm also humble. I'm also loving. I'm also all of these other things. But
Yep.
to some people, you'll just never be anything else in their
No.
mind. I could honestly go and solve world peace. It's like a bit of an inside joke between me and another cousin who I actually get along with. And me and him say, he's like, bro, you could literally go and solve world peace and this family will still say that you're this and that.
Yeah, and I do want to acknowledge. I was thinking about this. Like, I do want to acknowledge the privilege I have. You know, like I'm a large male. You know, so the things that I hear and see and whatever, also there's a safety net around that because people aren't. You know, whereas some of my female cousins and some of the women in these situations that I'm talking about now with my cousin and stuff, they're in a much more dangerous position because not only is it mentally draining, it's also physically. You know, like there's not many people who are going to be like, oh, I'm going to go fight that lad. Some of them will because they're just crazy.
Yeah.
But there is a level of safety that I have the privilege of just because of who I am. And I try to use that in a good way. But, you know, again, it's disappointing that that's one of the things that is a thing, like, you know, like, oh, Aaron's a, you know, big bald black fella, so I'm going to be cheeky to him on Facebook. You know, whereas, you know, there's people been running other people down like to their face, like death threats sort of stuff. I was like, you know, what is going on? Like, how do we have so much love for our culture? You know, like Indigenous All Stars round, everybody's like, oh yeah, I love being a black fella, la 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 la. But then we don't see how some of our behavior towards our own mob is the direct opposite toxic.
Yeah. And it starts in our own families.
Yes.
And this isn't, I'm not just talking about a random person on the street, a random black fella who I don't know who's having a go. Like, that's whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite been in public spaces since I was young, so I'm used to that. But, you know, if you ask any black fella in this whole country, there is someone in their family, and they could be the person, who knows, that the toxicity that exists within our own families to the point that it can actually destroy. And I knew it would be the same, brother. Working with young people, right? I've worked with a lot of school-age children, high school students, and like youth, like in my years as a youth worker and a mentor. And a lot of kids that were identified as Aboriginal had very big disconnects from their Aboriginal side because either mum or dad or whoever was cut off because of toxicity. And the kid then grows up without their family, without their identity. And it is this, I can't, like, I've even got sister girls who's got friends, right, to black men or whoever. And they like, I just can't be around, I can't have my kids around that. Like, I just can't. And I'm like, I completely get it. But as a result of these things, you have people that are like, that have to move away from their family, who are cut off from their family, who just live their lives without that connection. And identity is with a lot of younger kids because of these toxic family members, man.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're right. When I think about some of the biggest disconnects, you know, it's been because like one of my real good mates, we grew up together. Looks like me, but just a bigger version. But his mum is non-Indigenous and she had to run away from the father's family because of he was beating her up and all this other stuff. And so all his life he grew up knowing that he was black. We did all the stuff together. You know, he came into all Blacks carnivals and all that sort of stuff. But then when people started talking about it, you know, like, oh, who's your mob? Or like, what's your totem? Like, he's got no idea because he never got to have that connection because the dad side supported the dad. Even though they knew what he was doing to the mum, they still supported that man, knowing that he was a young little baby, you know, he was throwing the mum around, all that sort of stuff.
Ridiculous.
And they still supported the dad. And so then he didn't get to grow up with any of that, the Koori side of his family because his mum said like, like they accepted it. They like, no, like this is what it is. And so
I even know so many people who have that experience who then have internalized racism towards their own mob. Because that's the level that it can go to, that kids and like adults who've never had anything to, or they've tried to have a connection with their family and then have experienced what it like full on lateral violence or whatever type of violence. And it has traumatized them to the point of they're like, I want nothing to do with that black side. I don't want anything to do with my culture. That can be the effect of this stuff.
Yes.
And I think the sad part is, especially in like, I know in my lifetime, I've gotten so used to it since I was younger, and the same, I've seen my mum go through it, the same thing of like being told big noter, big mouth, shut your mouth, you this, you that, and having to same time carry the burden of family, carry the knowledge of being black and having that, and just seeing it so normalized of like, oh, this is just what happens in black families, and it has to stop. Like for my family, the way I deal with it personally, I have got so much of my family, like on both sides. Let me just preface that as well. Both sides of my family, my Aboriginal side and my dad's Scottish side, blocked. I don't talk to them. No one gets access to me. And the only time they do is when I create a new TikTok page that's brand new and they're like, oh, here she is. We haven't seen her in 10 years. Let me mess around and get to her. But I honestly, like, I get to the point where I'm now at my life that I'm like, if there's love, right, from my cousins, but it comes with conditions, or my aunties and my uncles or whoever, if it comes with conditions, we love you, but you just, you trigger me. I love you, but you're this, you're that. I love you, but we're going to run you down every other day. If there's conditions with love, I don't want it. Save it. I'm going to go and find a supportive bunch of people in my life who have chosen family, and they know who they are. Brother, you're one of them. You've been one of them for about 20 years now. The people that I feel safe and trusted with, who I know I can call on at any time, who have my back. Unfortunately, I can't say that about half of my family.
Yeah. And I just want to throw a reminder in there, like, this can be really triggering. So if this is triggering for you when we're having these yarns, please make sure you talk to somebody about this, because it's not your fault. Like, it's not your responsibility to fix your family. It's not your responsibility to take responsibility for all this. And if you're the toxic one, like, it's a really great chance to have a yarn to somebody about how you can get help for that sort of stuff, because we do know, especially you black women, like, when we have these situations in our families, you're the ones that are like, well, we got to hold the family together. We got to keep the mob together. We got to do this, we got to do that. But I really just want to state the importance of, you've had therapy, you've had counseling, I've had counseling. Like, we've had those yarns with people outside of our circle, and inside of our circle, to make sure, that we're feeling safe within ourselves. And if you don't have somebody to talk to, there's always there's 1-3 yarns and all these other places to talk to. But I think the biggest thing is, like, if this has been a trigger for you, then that's a normal reaction, and you need to have yarn with it. Don't try to fix it yourself, because you need to have a chat about that.
And don't try and carry it yourself. There's a lot of times I've tried to carry it myself like a hero, because that's just, you just get on with it, right? And then you talk to someone about it, and I think that's why I want to talk to people on the podcast about this, because so many people listen to this podcast that go, oh, yeah, that hit home with me. And it's stuff that, like, you probably got the trend now of what we talk about, right? It's stuff that we talk about, the stuff that other people don't really want to talk about, like people don't really go into. Or it's like, oh, we can't talk about that. You can't talk about, like, blackfellas being abusive to each other. That makes everyone look bad. It actually doesn't. It's called truth telling. We always say to white fellas, we need truth telling, but we need to truth tell with our own selves as well.
That's right.
And it is triggering. It actually is super triggering. And then especially when you get a message after 10 years and you're like, wow, we're still doing that. Okay, I'm just out here living my life literally 2 states away, thousands of kilometers away, blocked and everything. And there's still people that will hate you no matter what you do. Like, I ask anyone in my family. I started the wars in every generation. I could go solve world peace tomorrow. No, I still won't make people happy. That's right. That's it. Like, you can change, right? Like, I don't think I'm the same person I was 10 years ago. I think, did I do some toxic behaviors like that? Hell yes, I did. Because yes, it was a learned behavior, but I had to learn how to not do that. And how to create a safe cultural boundary for myself that wasn't going to result in cultural abandonment. So that's a hard thing to learn, and sometimes it takes professional help, professional advice. Yeah, and there's no shame in that.
No. Bro, and I think that's why I mentioned it, because, like, I could feel myself getting triggered as we're talking. I was like, if I'm feeling triggered, then somebody listening to that's probably going to be feeling the same thing. So, yeah, I think the big thing is for me, like you said, like we just can't internalize this sort of stuff. Like it's got to be, and I'm not saying that you go out there and confront your family and like,
Nah.
I listened to Carly and Aaron, and they said I got to
She
call out
said
this
go
toxicity.
0 to 100.
Yeah. Like don't.
I didn't.
You're not. We're not trying to
Nah.
get you to fix your own families, but I do think that it is important to acknowledge that the mental health stuff that happens
Yeah.
In this space and how damaging it can be to our mental health when the people that we're supposed to be the closest and the most loving with aren't the people who they turn out to be. And I think we've all seen that, and I don't think that's a cultural thing. Obviously, there's
Happens
toxicity in every culture. So, yeah, take the time to check in with yourself, and if you do need to talk to somebody, make sure you do that.
And the part of just keeping yourself safe, like that's it. At the end of the day, like you can't control anybody else but you, and don't feel the need to feel those fires. Sometimes it's not worth it, even though you're like, bruh, I'm about to, and that is the holy hell. You know what I mean? Especially when you've been taught or you've seen how to react. To unlearn that, man, it is huge, and it starts, like I said, it didn't start with us, but it can stop with us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Aaron said, go and reach out. If you need a yarn with us, put you onto things, then feel free. But thanks for the yarn, brother. Appreciate it.
No, appreciate you.
Hills that are willing to die on.
Hills we're willing to die on, brother. It's been a while. And
It has been a while.
You know,
and the
change up
amount
the
of
vibe.
opinions we share on here, you'd think we'd do this pretty much every week.
Right.
We build a hill pretty much every day in this bloody podcast. We build mountains sometimes. We're dying.
Like those kids on Stranger Things that sit at the top of the hill. Everyone who knows it would know.
I do want to shout out to all of our Corey listeners who
No.
Really fighting Carly's hill right now. I just want to say that's Carly. That's not me. So don't come for me, please.
Don't make out. If you know, you know. Okay. We love to stir up a Corey's. Corey's, we love you, mob. You're a bit womba, but I promise I'm not rage baiting. It's just who I am. Anyway, brother, hills we're willing to die on.
I've got some rage bait. Actually, I think you'll be down with me on this one. So this is not a controversial one for us.
All right.
This is a controversial one for the listeners.
Let's go.
But dog people are better than cat people.
100%. 100%. I'm not opposed to that at all.
No.
And I will say I've only just had my recent experience of cat sitting. I had the cat sit for about a month, and I thought cats were easier.
Yes.
Than dogs. Everyone's like, oh, cats are easier. You don't have to. They're not, bro.
No.
These cats, I don't know if it was just these cats. They were my brother's cats, and I'll tell you what, talk about needy.
Yes.
They were at my house, and then obviously got a dog, so I had to keep them separate. And these cats, like you have to clean up after these things, man. They got the litter, the cat litter.
Yeah, cat litter, get the special things from the scratch and whatever else.
They needed a cat tower.
Yeah.
They needed 2 cat litters. They also, did you know that cats won't gonna on top of other gonna, or if it's like too much pee in their little cat tray, they won't gonna. Like, what do you mean? My dogs just go in the yard. They just do a gonna, and then it just goes into the ground, and that's it. I'm not out here picking up dog gonna in my own yard like I grew up in the 90s. Okay?
Shout out to little Azzy. That's his job. That's what he gets for pocket money. He gets out there with the scoop. And because I mow the yard, but I don't have a deadly ride on like you. I've got to push it. So I don't want to
talk about my ride on. It's broken right now.
Oh, that's good. That's what you get for having been a flash mower.
It's not. I need a new tire, and my mower guy's like, he's gone now. I don't have another person, and my lawn is like a friggin' jungle, so not good.
Yeah. So I'm not going to justify that and break it down why I think that, but I just think that I'm a dog person, and I think dog people are better than cat people, just in general. Cat people, I'm not saying you're bad. Like you're okay. You're not as. I'd rather be a cat person than a hamster person, but
there is a difference. Yeah. There's a real difference in cat people and dog people. And I thought maybe cat sitting I'll actually like, because I don't hate cats. I've never had a cat before, and I watched the TikTok videos and things, and I'm like, oh, maybe I could get a cat one day.
Yeah.
And then I cat sat, And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not a cat person. Love to look at a cat, but I couldn't. And there is an attitude about cat people of like,
Yes.
there is an attitude. Okay.
Yeah. We all know those cat people that we're talking about. Not all cat people. Hashtag not all cat people.
Stop trying to play
But
safe. You're on a hill that you're willing to die on.
Some of you cat people, you really need to check out that you have the cat attitude. That's why you like cats. And we are dog people because we are loving and caring and kind and
It's true.
all these other great things.
You're saying all these things and they completely resonate with me.
See?
That's dog people. We get it.
Yeah, it's basically a star sign. Dog people and cat people. Yes. So there you go.
Okay.
No apologies to cat people. You're still second or third, but dog people, we're the best.
I agree. And I will die on that hill with you. I'm right there. The unmowed hill.
The unmowed hill because I don't want
right
to mow a dog poo when your right arm's broken.
Bro, I don't want to know how many good ones are in my backyard right now. Well, I've got kind of 2 hills I'm willing to die on. Surprise,
okay.
Surprise. Carly's got 2 hills that I'm willing to die on. The first one, I was thinking about it when you said star signs. And while I'm here.
Oh, here we go.
While I'm here, the worst star sign for men,
Yeah.
Gemini. And women. I'm just going to say it. Gemini.
And women.
Gemini.
Wait.
Yep.
What's the thing of
Gemini's
Gemini?
in July, and that is the twins, the split personalities, bro. Yeah.
I've got to try to work out what my wife's one is before I can say yes or
Okay.
no.
Ooh, when's her birthday?
I won't say that on public broadcast. But I'm
What?
gonna
No,
look
what
right now.
month? No, just the month and the date.
She's in July. She's in the middle of July.
No, she's a Gemini, bro.
Oh, well, no, I desperately disagree. No way. They're the best. Yeah, Gemini. Woo, woo, woo.
Tell me you're married without telling me you're married. Come on, bro. Get out of here. Shout out, wifey.
I have no idea about star signs, but I was like,
You're
I
so
better find
gammon,
out
bro.
before I
You're
start
so
thinking about
gammon.
it. Yeah.
That's when you know a brother's married, everybody, right there.
Yes. So go Geminis. I think you're all amazing. And Carly is definitely wrong. So
I'm not wrong, bro. Everyone that knows me knows I hate a Gemini. Ask anyone Geminis are like, use a cracked. My ex was a Gemini.
yeah.
First red flag. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
My dad's a Gemini. Ding, 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 ding. I've had that many best friends as Geminis. And you know what the messed up thing is? You want to hear the most messed up part of this?
Yeah.
Geminis are my match as an Aries.
No.
I hate it, bro. I hate that for me. They are super charming, super charismatic, very fun to be around, humorous, like just a ball of fun. But guess what else they are? They change their mind like that, and it's like, oh, let's go to Dreamworld. All right, awesome, we're going to Dreamworld. Great. Nah, I don't want to do that now. Let's go and do this instead. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah.
I thought we were sticking to the plan.
I
Gemini.
Googled traits of Gemini
Yep.
because I was trying to work out what. And I think my wifey is none of those things. She's obviously adaptable and outgoing and intelligent, but she is definitely not indecisive. She's definitely not impulsive. She's definitely not. Oh no, she's a bit of a nosy. She's a bit of a Dory.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
But yeah, she's not unreliable. So she's not hitting all the key Gemini things. So maybe
Okay.
that's why I think they're okay.
She might be a Cancer then. Is she a Cancer?
I don't know.
Because that's a. All right, let me break
Wait,
down.
let me get the dates.
Okay, just tell me the date, bro. Then I'll know. I'm trying to guess her star sign here. Just what date in July?
Oh no, yeah, she's not Gemini.
She's
You're
Cancer.
right. It says Gemini is May 21st to June 20.
What did I say? July.
July.
Yeah, no, sorry, June. Yes, I meant June.
Yeah.
So what is she? She's a Leo? No. What is she?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. That would make sense.
So my daughter, who can probably hear me now, she's a Gemini. So
Oh, no, you're raising a demon, bro. Get rid of it.
yeah,
Smoke the house out.
she's the one before Leo. Whatever's the one before
Oh
Leo
God,
is.
what is the one before? Just this is the hardest thing because you won't
Well,
give me a date.
I don't know what
Just
it
give
is.
me
I'm
the
not-
date of her
I'm
birthday.
Not, I'm
I
not
don't
telling
need
you the date of her birthday.
Listen, I
because
don't need
it's
the
a-
last. I don't need the year she was born. I just need the day, birthday. Come
She's a
on.
Cancer. She's
Why
a
are you
Cancer.
playing God
She's
with
a
their
Cancer
birthday?
star sign.
She's
a
Cancer. I told you she's a
star sign.
Cancer.
I'm not calling her a Cancer of life. I'm calling her a Cancer of the star sign.
Do
Just
you
so
know the
I don't want
biggest
that.
sucker? If anyone's
I
listening,
I don't want you to take that little clip and then put that on Facebook. Put that on TikTok that I said my wife is a
just like
Cancer.
cancer in like
Yeah.
slow mo.
Talking about toxic, and then I said my wife is a Cancer. She's the star sign,
Yeah.
not the.
Okay, let me tell you who Aaron's wife is. She's very nurturing, she's intuitive, she's emotional, and she has a strong love for her family, and she's fiercely loyal. Does that sound a little bit more
that
like
sounds-
your wife?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, she's not a Gemini, but
She's
if
definitely not a Gemini. So yes,
lucky.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she can hear me. I still love Geminis. You woo.
If any brothers are listening, this is why you're not a husband, okay? Because this is the behavior listening right now. Bro, if any Geminis are listening, that's a hill that I'm willing to die on. Yous need help and go and seek it immediately. Go and heal is what I'm
Can't believe you
saying to
said men
Geminis.
and women.
Oh
You know,
no,
like
they're both. I lived with one. I lived with the Gemini woman, Wamba. Completely cracked. It's the twins. It's the split personality. It's the next minute we're this, next minute we're that. I'm an Aries. I like predictability. I like a little bit of like spontaneity, but I'm like, if we're doing something, I'm committing to it and I'm doing it 100. Geminis are like, maybe not.
I'd like to know from the rainbow community, the non-binary Geminis, are they better or worse? Because
No, it's nothing to do with gender. All
just the
Geminis, the
Geminis.
star
All
sign,
Geminis,
whatever star that
regardless.
is in the sky, needs to be. Is there
doesn't matter what doesn't matter what gender, what
No.
sexuality,
no
doesn't
color?
matter
I don't care what
sex.
color you are, what mix you
You're a
are, what
Gemini, you're
heritage.
out.
If you're a Gemini, I hate you all. Is the is what I'm saying. Not discriminating against you, just your star sign. So yeah, there you go. That's the hill that I'm willing to die on.
I'll fight it for you, Geminis. Don't worry, I'm on your team.
Bro, I fought many a Gemini and I've dated many a Gemini. I love them. They're crazy. And I really hate that I'm attracted to them. It's sickening. Or actually, no, they're attracted to me. Geminis find me, can I just say?
Ah,
I don't find Geminis. I try to actively avoid them at all costs.
yeah.
Also,
enough.
Aries men.
I
Yep.
don't know when that is either.
Okay.
But
Think about me, Aries woman. Now imagine
Yeah.
the male version of that.
oh yeah, no, that would not work. These two would not.
Nope. Aries
be
men and
compatible.
women. And I'm not huge on the star signs, but I know I've dated enough Gemini men and enough Aries men to know that there's some truth to these things.
Okay, yeah. I honestly have not really paid attention. The only time I used to not think about star signs was when you're underage and you had somebody else's ID. The bouncer used to ask you what your star sign was. And that's the only time I ever thought about what a star sign was, because everybody, like, there'd be like 6 or 7 of us.
That's
I'm like,
black.
what star sign's your No, this is when I was at uni. Like, what star signs?
Why'd you have someone else's
Carly.
ID?
Because I wasn't 8. I was 17 for
yeah,
my
okay.
first year. So
See,
but-
I never went out underage. I was a good kid.
yeah, but you had to. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah,
either
you
that
could.
class.
I was
or-
not. I had a black mother. Hello.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I lived on campus, so you
Yeah.
had to.
Exactly.
We're just proud of it. So yeah, so that's the only reason why. Only time I took notice of star signs is when we are trying to work out what star signs of the people whose ID we had, so we could remember. Because the bouncers always thought they were tricky. Like, oh yeah, what's your
Yeah.
star sign? Because clearly, when I was 17, I had I could barely grow facial hair on my upper lip, let alone my face. Like I was the biggest baby face. I had no testosterone. Like I spoke real high, and
But you had a fro. How did that happen?
I don't know. I just had this. I just had all the hair was on my head. I had hair nowhere else.
Yawn.
I'm talking everywhere.
Shut
Use
up.
your
Too
imagination.
Too much.
I had no hair.
No
I was
hair
like,
in the cheeks. No cheek hair.
cheeks, no cheek
No
hair.
cheek hair.
Nah.
Inside the cheeks, I'm talking about.
Nah.
As
Oh,
if.
a little bit maybe.
Why did
but-
I do this when I
Yeah,
said
why,
cheek
why don't
inside the
swell your
cheeks?
finger when you talk about cheeks?
Churches.
That's-
That's messed up.
But yes,
That's some Gemini stuff right there.
that
up
is
ya.
apparently that's what they do.
Okay. Well, no, that's my hill. And I have one more hill that I'm willing to die on.
Okay.
First of all, I hate Gemini. That is all. Secondly, my hill that I'm willing to die on, number 2, is people who talk on loudspeaker in public are the worst kind of human.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, if you have, and I have a hearing issue.
Don't bring
So,
this
no,
into it.
I'm just saying, if you don't have a hearing issue, so if you're not deaf, then you are. 100% agree, because that is not acceptable, especially like
Especially on transport.
when you're on a train.
Thank you.
I catch a train to work twice a week, and the number of people who are just like, hello?
Bro.
Yeah, well, Raja. Oh, yeah. No, they were a Gemini.
They were a Gemini.
They were a Gemini.
They didn't have hair inside their cheeks.
Yeah,
Like,
I had the,
you know?
the whole conversation. I'm like, what? I don't need to hear both you talking. I'm like, I'm hearing you talk. That's
Honestly,
bad enough.
That's bad enough.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that.
The only thing worse than that is when they're FaceTiming live, loud in public transport. Like, I just take yourself off the loudspeaker. Look, see these little things? They're called headphones, bruh.
Yeah,
This
you can
and this.
you can
Get some.
get some good headphones cheap. I bought
literally
myself a
$5.
pair like 25 bucks.
I'll buy them for you. What do you need?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's just give it headphones on every train, just like the planes. But yeah, no, I'm down for that because
And can I just say, some of the biggest offenders of this, elderly Aboriginal women, okay?
yes, yeah,
Love yous, aunties, love yous.
yeah,
Wrap
but
it up.
why?
Wrap
Yeah.
up that yarn. It went from back in the day, they're sitting in their lounge room talking on their phone with a cup of tea and smoke. Now they're out at community
Yeah.
events and in society with that yarn going loud for
Yeah.
everyone to hear, and the biggest, longest yarn. And
Yeah,
then at the same time still can't hear. What? Say that again? Nah, Arnie, take it off.
yeah. Get some headphones on. Let's wrap this up. But yeah, no,
And the
I
Indian brothers.
100% agree.
Okay, Indian brothers. Sorry, brothers. I'm going to tuck this in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The Indian brothers. Who are you
Yeah,
talking
what-
to? You're
Yeah,
always
it's not
talking to
that-
someone.
It's not that important. I don't know why you think you need to talk to one loudspeaker and why you're talking to them all
No.
day.
You know, I'm jumping in the Uber. Use a yarning. Who are you yarning to? No, I
Yeah.
don't love my family that much that I'm yarning to them while I'm driving or
Yeah,
while I'm
the
here.
whole time.
I know what you're not doing. Turn
What
yourself
phone plan
off.
are they on? They must have the
The
deadliest,
deadliest
phone
phone plans, man, between them and Aboriginal women.
plans.
The elders
Maybe
out
they're-
here.
Maybe they're talking to the Arnies. Maybe the Arnies are.
Maybe the aunties are talking to the Indian brothers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Could happen.
yeah, maybe.
Just wrap it up, man.
Wrap
Take
it
yourself
up.
off loudspeaker. I can't. Like, listen, in your own house, you're on loudspeaker. That's fine.
Yep.
I don't mind. I've got no issues. Loudspeaker in your car by yourself. Don't care, mate. Do what you got to do. If I'm out doing my shopping and I see you having a full conversation on FaceTime, on your phone, I don't care. If it's on loudspeaker, I'm saying hello to the person that you're talking to because I'm a part of the convo.
I just remembered now that you say it. Like I went to Big W today. There was somebody walking through the shops on loudspeaker.
Yes.
Just like holding it holding it
Yes.
out in front of them. I'm like, why?
It is
Just put
so rude, bro.
If you put it to your ear, you can hear.
can
like,
hear it
you
better,
don't have to like
probably.
hold it in front of you and then talking as they're walking. I'm like,
While
what?
they're shopping.
Yeah, it was so weird. Now I didn't even think about it.
That's what I'm
You just
saying.
reminded me.
I'm saying hello to people. If I see you on FaceTime and you're talking, I'm waving.
Yeah,
Hello,
I do
because
that.
guess what? It's our conversation now. You made this our conversation.
You made this a group conversation. This is now a group chat. Congratulations.
The hill that I'm willing to die on. That's it. Geminis.
All right. I'm on your team, Geminis, but if you're a Gemini and you're speaking on loudspeaker, we all hate you.
Oh my God, could you manage a Gemini on loudspeaker? Don't. That's a whole nother episode. That's it. I'm getting out of here, bro. That is a lot. All right. We'll catch us next week. Yo.
Thanks, everybody. Yo.
Say true God.
Always say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
We're back. Say true God.